been home for 4 days from a 9-day trip to Michigan. And besides pulling a big zucchini out of the garden and a few tomatoes, I have not really checked on the garden and done any maintenance at all. While I was away, the garden, it has kind of just taken right over. So there is a lot to do in the garden. So tonight I am doing a quick garden check-in, fixing what needs to be fixed, and of course harvesting a few things. So let's go see how things are looking. Over here you can see this is my tomato garden, and it is very overgrown since I was last here. So first things first, there is tomato stems all over the place. So I'm gonna try and not break any, but just use my little tape tool and just help them out a little bit. I love this little thing because it is very fast. It has some built-in staples in it. Click it once, put around your stem, and staple into place there. And it goes pretty quickly. I got it as a birthday present. I believe it was last year or the year before. And I absolutely love it. A few of my neighbors have them and recommended them. And they're just a great little tool to have in the garden there. Now, I probably should have another stake here because there is a few suckers that grew while I was away, but I'm just gonna do the minimal that I have to do for now. Okay, so I'm not gonna be fixing all 30 tomato plants on camera here. I will have to go around tomorrow and fix the rest of them. So let's go check out the rest of the garden and see if there is anything that needs to be fixed there. So this is the back side of all the cucumbers. Looks like there might be some little issue with some of the cucumber plants here. And I have to show you this tomato plant over here. So this tomato plant is tomato, I believe. And I purposely left it, again, I've done this in the past, but I left this tomato plant to show you guys what happens if you do not prune a tomato plant. So this is in my raised bed that is 18 inches tall, and I have tomato vines going literally everywhere. The plant has to be at least 6 plus feet tall, and if you get in there closely, you can see there is loads of tomatoes ripe on here. So I'm going to be picking some of these tomatoes as well. And look, it's mixed in with my pickling cucumbers, so I might find a few pickling cucumbers as well. And then if you look over here, this is a ground cherry plant. I did not plant ground cherries here this year. I planted ground cherries here last year, but this is a volunteer, and because it was not planted relatively close to anything else, I just left it. I do see something hiding right in there, so I'm going to be picking one of my little tomatoes in there as well. Okay, so I got one little tomato right here, and I have a whole bunch. Tripping over tomato vines. I have a whole bunch of large cherry tomatoes. I cannot believe the size of these. I thought that I've grown tomato tomatoes before. I don't ever remember them being this large, but these are quite large clusters. So I'm wondering if these actually got mixed up with another tomato variety. The thing about letting these tomato plants take over is sometimes you have to climb right inside the plant just to harvest anything. But when I did let indeterminate tomatoes take over several years ago, I did find I got a lot more tomatoes. So if you do have the space to let them take over, you can get more tomatoes. So I just got all of those tomatoes and one pickling so far. I'm not going to go through these cucumbers crazily because when I was away, I did have a friend stop by one day and it specifically said, can you check on the cucumbers pick what beans that need to be picked. And if there's a ripe tomato here and there, then just pick the tomato if need be. But those were the ones that I was mainly concerned about, having about 40 cucumber plants and about 30 of them being pickling. I really didn't want to come back to a whole bunch of overgrown pickling cucumbers. So I do have a few overgrown that they did pick for me that were yellow, but those ones are really good for dill pickle relish. So I'll be making some dill pickle relish with those. Looks like I might have a few decent size Marketmore cucumbers as well. So these are the Microdorf cherry tomatoes, and they are gone crazy as well. You can't really see it because the tomatoes have taken over, but if you see it right there, it does look like I do have a few onions that I'm able to spare from the wireworms that took out most of my onions. So I'm excited about that there. And over here is my hot peppers there. And as you can see, when I was away, they have turned red. So a lot of these are going to be quite spicy. So I'll probably have to turn them into good banana pepper honey mustard with a lot of these. Looks like my Maui lime basil bolted while I was gone. And same with my opal basil. And let's see the jalapenos. Before I left, the jalapenos weren't quite ready. They were still small. But if you see on here, these lines on the jalapenos, that means that they are more than ready to pick. And some of them even had the chance to turn red while I was gone here. And if you look over here to the potatoes that I planted in a previous video a little while ago, there's several good-sized potato plants that have come up since I was away. This is my 4x4 raised bed with potatoes, and those ones are not quite ready to harvest, but are going to be ready probably in the next few weeks here. This is an insanely beautiful 4x4 raised bed. That's my daughter's. She planted marigolds around the outside and peanuts in the middle. Well, you kind of can't see the peanut plants. I'm not sure exactly how they're doing because they're kind of being suffocated a little bit, but I am excited about the peanuts that are planted here. It's getting hard to see, so I'll probably have to finish this tomorrow. But if you can see, I forgot to mention to our friend that I had beans growing on the chain link fence by the sunflowers. And I forget what type of beans these are, but they are supposed to be a long bean, but it looks like they're just a wee bit overgrown here. And then there's a lot of green ones over here as well, so I'll have to pick those again in the morning too. I am back outside in the garden and where we left off. I gotta show you, this is the backside of my flower garden, but these sunflowers are volunteer sunflowers, and look how beautiful this is here. I get to enjoy this every morning, seeing the little birdies attacking all those sunflowers. I do have to go through here by the looks of it because they did clear a lot of the sunflowers, so I need to take off all the empty heads, but the birds absolutely enjoy them. And my favorite is to watch the American goldfinch because the pretty yellow birds are all over the place with these sunflowers in here. But I decided this year is a good area to grow some pole beans. So I did find out the name of the type of purple pole bean, which was Carmenet beans. I haven't grown them before, but there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are overgrown. So I did look it up, and the overgrown ones sometimes can get woody, but you can still peel them out and eat the beans on the inside, so they shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and pick a lot of these beans. I'll show you here. It is absolutely loaded, and they are also climbing the sunflowers, if you notice, right over there as well. So the nice thing about pole beans is if you don't have a fence, you can always grow them with sunflowers as well, and they'll climb up the sunflowers. Speaking of sunflowers, some of these sunflowers, like this one right here, I'm kind of curious to measure because they are extremely tall, and some of them I feel are over 10 feet tall. So, and I didn't plant any of the sunflowers this year. They were planted here a few years ago, and they just keep on coming back every year. So I love it. I'm going to have a lot of beans to process. Look at the size of some of these here. These ones are the ones that were left on too long, and these are the ones that are the perfect size. So these ones I'll be shelling, and then these ones just eat as regular green beans there. But they're pretty big here. Now these Blue Lake I really like growing because they're extremely prolific. I have a full basket of beans just from the chain link fence. So let's go check on the rest of the garden and see how things look since I was away. So it looks like my fancy pants geraniums did survive, but they will need some cleaning up to do, and I'll do that later there. Then this is the flower garden here, and it looks like a lot of weeds did get overgrown, and I will need to do some weed whacking here, and my delphiniums are not looking that great, so I'll have to clear out all those grassy weeds, which I absolutely hate. And those delphiniums are not looking great either. I'll have to give my rose bush a little bit of a help there. And as you can see, some of the sunflowers are starting to fall over, so I'm gonna be attaching them to the fence so they have a bit more sturdy base. But what I do love here is my hibiscus, my honeymoon hibiscus started blooming while I was away. So it's unfortunate I didn't get to see some of them, but they are still blooming, and I absolutely love these flowers here. I started them from seed a few years ago, and I'll have to cut back a few of the sunflower leaves so they can get some more sun in there. Can you hear that chipmunk? They are going crazy in the tree over there. This is one of my cattle panel trellises I have going on here. It looks like I have one tiny little watermelon growing on it. I'm not sure if it'll have enough time to grow, and I also have some pole beans I planted between here. On this side, I have some cherry tomatoes, which are halfway up. Usually I have pumpkins on here, but the one irrigation hole where I planted the seeds, it did not take. It was not working, so the seeds didn't even have a chance there. I love all my nasturtiums in this bed here. And then on this one, I planted some more pole beans, and I have some ildy tomatoes, which are this side for some reason is not taken off as fast as the other side. You can see the other side is doing quite well, but it looks like the plant did get some sort of damage or disease while I was gone as well, so I'll have to look into that. But do have a few ripe ildy tomatoes there. I was excited about this brand specifically because of the large clusters that they have and that they can grow on trellises. Cucumbers are kind of getting a bit worn down, and I have some bush beans here, but these bush beans I did get my friend to pick last week, and looks like I do have some more already, and I have some really nice huge coral bell peppers that are ripe, so I'll be going through here and picking some of those as well. Looks like on this trellis my spaghetti squash did have some powdery mildew when we left, but it looks like it kind of took over while I was gone. So I do believe that these spaghetti squash are ready to pick. So I'll go through and pick that. And I did notice that I do have a whole bunch more pole beans ready to pick over here as well. So I'll be getting to that. The celery is probably good to go soon. We've been getting too much heat for them, so I'm just going to go ahead and clear those. And then I do have some sweet potatoes over here. And before I left, I did dig down a little bit because I was curious, and there was sweet potatoes growing. So I'm excited. It's my first time growing those. You can see the little noisemaker right over there. He definitely has opinion to say this morning. So I have not been to the back here since being back. And these are the tomato plants that are back here. These are all indeterminate. And for some reason, this year, my tomato plants aren't producing as much. I don't know if everyone else is having a bad tomato year, but we've had a lot of up and down weather and a lot of extreme heat this year. So I don't know what is going on with those there. And here is my little watermelon patch. And of course, my watermelon this year is not doing what it normally does. Usually by now I have about 10-pound watermelon growing. So little issues in the garden this year. And this is the last of the raised bed, and I have a lot of microdwarf tomatoes that are ripe and ready to pick, so I'll be doing that. And then there is my pickling cucumber plants, and I have already dug through here a little bit and got a few, but a friend of mine did pick these ones as well. And then I do have some more microdwarf tomatoes over here, and this is my big ground cherry patch. So I have 6 ground cherry plants, and I'm sure there's going to be lots right in here ready to pick. And I have some more tomatoes in my container garden and my random pot, which is all the extras, beans, cucumbers. I think there might be a rosemary somewhere in there. This is my silvery fir tree, which has a few ready tomatoes. I love this plant because it looks different than all other tomatoes. And over here is the rest of my container garden. So all these potatoes are the ones that I planted a few weeks ago, and these ones are doing extremely well. And these 3 I planted in the spring, so I'll be harvesting them pretty quickly here. And it looks like these containers, those are firework tomatoes, and they're doing really well and a lot of ripe. But I did notice something with the irrigation. For some reason, over here, the soil is wet on these pots, but the soil is drier on these pots. So I think I'm going to have to look into some of the drip lines to see why some plants are getting more water than others. So there you go. That is my post-trip garden mashup video where I give you the tour, pick some vegetables, showed you what needs to be attended to, and there's a lot more garden content coming. So if you want to see more garden videos like this, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next one. And like always, thank you for watching.